What's up, everybody? It's that time again. Blunt talk. Come on in. Come on in. We trying to do the damn thing.
So we ain't gonna try. We doing it
We
today.
doing it today.
We
Okay. Well,
doing
why
it
don't I
today.
see it on the? Is it still on mine on the
Yeah,
Kwanzaa 360? I did, and it what? There it go. Okay. Okay. I was just moving too fast. We're doing it today. Okay. Well, why don't I see it on the? Is it still on mine on the Kwanzaa 360? I did, and it what? There. Okay, okay, okay. All right, we in here like swimwear, damn it. Come on in,
You said
yo.
you want to put on some swimwear today?
I ain't putting on no swimmer on this fupa, nigga. Ain't nobody trying to see this fupa in
Come
no
on in,
bathing
y'all.
suit. Blood
Blunt talk
talk. We
live.
got to get it
We
on.
waiting
We got a
on
lot to
y'all.
talk about this week.
We
We
said we
got a
got a
lot of
lot to
shit
talk
happening.
about this week. You know, there's a lot to happen this week. So tune in. You know, tune
There's
in
been
to
a lot of
us.
shit
Blunt
happening.
talk at 7 p.m. Eastern
And we're
Standard
gonna talk
Time.
about these war
On
on black
lockdown.
bodies.
War on black violence
Co-
tonight.
On
You
black
know,
bodies, on black bodies.
Kwanzaa 365.
What's
It's
going
where
on with
you'll
the
find
thing up
us
at the
tonight.
screen?
Kwanzaa 365
No shit.
slash is where you'll find
Okay, yo, and you can also find us on Facebook at Navita C. Nelson, Giame Journey Media, and what's going on with our shit. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Um, come on in, y'all. Come on in. We got to get to it because there's so much shit going on. Man, I'm telling you, we talk about this war on black bodies. We need to realize that once again, once again, we're at the same place.
again. Once again, she repeated, we gotta repeat it, we keep going to the same stuff, expecting the same results, and that's called being crazy, family. Being crazy. We expect different results
Keep
after
doing it
the
because we
same
keep
shit.
doing the same shit um, with the protests and different shit like that. So let's just get to it then. What's the first thing we're gonna start on? Hold on one second, cause it's well, let's first do this, cause we lost a legend in the game.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a honor to DMX.
What's my name?
Oh, 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 yeah, we lost a good one.
Ride or die.
Okay, then DMX. So you know, we know that he had some kind of heart complications. Was it that he died of? We know DMX been going through. You know, he had a rough life. You know, we know he had struggled with addiction, but he was one of the. You know, I think if he wouldn't have had that addiction, he would have been even more popular than he was. You know what I'm saying? Because he put out bangers. You know what I'm saying? Bangers. And then he was even, you know, he had started in movies and he was making his way, you know, in on the scene. But, you know, that addiction is a motherfucker,
Yes,
especially when it's crack cocaine and those types of opioids and shit.
I remember the
And
first
take them
time I
off.
saw Belly.
Yeah, Belly, that was the shit. So rest in peace. What was his name on Belly? You remember?
Tommy. What was it, Tommy?
No, maybe it was Tommy.
Somebody out there let us know. What was DMX's name on Belly?
So anyway, if you think of that, let us know because I cannot remember his name on Belly. But we're gonna get to this right here. First thing we're gonna get to is I ain't where's my glasses at? Here they go, here they go, here they go, here they go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. So you know, all this week the and I haven't kept up with it closely is the George Floyd uh trial.
Mm-hmm.
Has you got any news about that?
Well, I haven't. First, let me just say, because this event, I can't even look. Hey, you got this camera. Okay. I can't look at the picture.
Come on back and sit your ass down. The picture ain't even up there. Yeah, sit your ass down.
But that, my issue is I get triggered by a lot of this. And I haven't been able to follow the trial, but Sister CEO called in last night, and gave some great information about what was going on in the trial. And of course, the trial has started from convicting the officer of murder and more towards George Floyd and his character. You know what I'm saying? So they're reaching, trying to assassinate this man's character, saying that he was a threat, and that's problematic for me, especially when we also what we're supposed to be as a country.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I think for sure, because this is reminding me a little bit, give me a flashback to the Rodney King time when Rodney King trial was going on, and the officers were found not guilty. But in this case, they're gonna find that motherfucker guilty. But this is what we gotta watch for: is how much time does he do? Because a lot of time they'll give them X amount of years, and then they'll have something, maybe one news channel will carry the shit, and the motherfucker done got out in 3 years on good behavior. You know what I'm saying? So because I don't think that they know if they let this motherfucker get off, there's gonna be riots across the country. You dig? So they're definitely going to convict this man. I think, well, they're just going through the motions. They're going to convict this motherfucker. But how much time he does, that's going to be what we got to watch for. Because they could give him 10 years. Or they're going to they don't want that on their hands. He's a done deal. His goose is fucking cooked.
I hope so. I hope so.
But it has to go beyond that because, like I said, once they sentence the motherfucker, how much of that time is he really gonna do? They might give him what, 7 years, 10 years. But I know people who've been murdered people and been out in 7 years.
Right.
I know a lot of people, so that's happened. So
I don't like to be there. I don't know a lot, but I know.
I do.
That case, as much as I ain't gonna say that I would like to, I'm not following that all for a reason that until I see black people doing stuff, about what's happening versus silent protest and that
It ain't hitting on nothing. It ain't hitting on nothing.
So what you suggest, bro?
Well, I suggest that writing is good because writing burn shit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Going into situations, understanding that I may not come out is a good way of looking at things.
That's true. You gotta be ready to die for the shit because it's getting that serious.
The only reason why we are getting killed is because we're trying to fabricate, if you will, how white folks want us to be. You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying that we trying to respond in the way they say is proper?
Yeah,
Responding.
we're trying to do that rather than trying to, get a clear understanding of who we are, how we gonna live our motherfucking life. We still got a lot of motherfuckers out here that doing some wild crazy shit. You see what I'm saying?
Who, we as a people?
Yes.
We got more people doing crazy stuff than any other group.
Well, it's not about any other group. We're the only one getting killed. You see what I'm saying? It's not about any other group. Being the other group ain't getting killed.
So what's the crazy stuff you're talking about? You gotta elaborate a little bit. Then what do you mean by the crazy stuff that we are doing as a black people? What do you mean?
I mean, okay, for example, let me give you an example. Okay, certain states they legalize marijuana.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, so when I go on the streets, on the fucking cars, I see marijuana flowing from cars, our cars. Now, let us use it.
Let him finish.
Let us use
Let
a
you
little
finish.
bit sense here. That if weed is flowing from your car, you are giving the police, if you're around them or they're smelling, some type of notion to come up with
Okay. Okay.
The climate is real high on us. And I think that ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed. Smoking at your house, smoking in your yard, smoking, wherever you want to smoke it at, but don't be in your fucking car, running up and down Columbus, Ohio, smoking weed in your fucking car.
Okay.
That's unfucking powerful. You know what I'm saying?
So go ahead, I'll tell you, then I'm gonna hit it. Go ahead.
All right. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you live in a black neighborhood?
Of course he.
Yes, I do.
Okay. How often are you in white
I was gonna say.
residential neighborhoods?
Hardly ever.
Okay. So how can you say that
The only
we
people you see
were
doing it is
the
black
only
people.
people that I say the only people you around?
You must have didn't hear what the fuck I
Say that.
I said that, I'm talking about our people and what I'm observing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What I'm observing. I ain't talking about white people.
I'm not talking about.
I know, but you made the statement that
You made
only
the
people
statement,
you see
right.
doing it is black people.
I didn't say only. I said our people. Our people. I'm not interested in nobody else.
Okay.
I didn't say only.
I smoke weed.
Our people. Don't give no excuse for bad behavior.
Wait, time out. So smoking weed is bad behavior?
That's right. That's right. In your car, driving up and down the street.
It's bad behavior.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So now, all right.
So let me
go ahead.
let me say this. So you're asking black people to that's like to me the police officer saying, well, if you niggas would act right,
That's basically what you're saying.
I wouldn't be fucking with you.
That's what you're saying.
And it don't even take that because
well, better yet, I ain't gonna say that's what you're saying, but that's what it sounds like.
Look. What I am saying is this here. When driving down the street, the weed coming out of your car, and you pull up next to me, and I'm in my goddamn car,
you can't hear who? Kamani. What's up, Ronnie? Go ahead, Lumala.
And the police happen to stop your car. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they are smelling or what you have. I don't know how you describe that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're telling me that that's okay. You're saying to me that that's okay.
That is what? Okay, for the police to stop you?
No, you are saying that that's okay for you to be. That's okay for you to stop.
Well, let me
Yes.
ask you a question.
Let me say this.
Let me ask you
Okay, go ahead.
What question?
Or they said they can only hear me. How can you only hear me? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna see what's. Or they said they can only hear me. How can you only hear me?
All right, check 1, check 2.
Hold on, y'all. What the hell is that? I just seen your mouth move. We gonna see what. Say something, Hatim. Shit.
Check. Okay. Slow. All right, let's check the mic. Go to the settings, check the mic. Make sure it's on Yeti.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Right here.
You set it up.
Hold on, y'all. We're gonna check the microphone.
Audio default. Go to audio input. There we go.
Is that better? Is this better, y'all? Is that better? Can y'all hear us?
You can hear me. They can hear me now. They can hear me now.
Let me check it.
There we go.
Okay, I think that's better. Is that better? Can y'all hear us?
You can hear me.
Okay. We in here. We in the house.
I'm about to argue now.
Okay. Anyway, so what you? This is the thing. I think if you start, I think that's a deflection from the problem of what's going on, because it doesn't have to be. If it's not the police officer, even if he did pull you over for weed, then he should just basically write you a ticket and keep it moving. But if that's not what's happening, then there's a problem with the police officer abusing his behavior, because laws are going to be broken. And a lot of times,
oh, come on,
police officers will pull you over. I mean, George Floyd didn't have marijuana barreling out his window.
He wasn't smoking in his car.
Trayvon Martin wasn't smoking weed.
No.
Breonna Taylor wasn't smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? These are things that they tell us, like, well, if you wasn't doing this, then we wouldn't have had to fuck with you.
And I mean, that's part of the show, and we justify that shit. See, because this is the issue. Like she said, if I am breaking the law, that's not necessarily law and bad, good and bad don't necessarily go hand in hand.
Right.
You're saying to me that it's okay,
yes,
for you to smoke weed.
Yes, you know why?
In front of your fucking little children.
Wait, hold on, time out. Who children are they?
Yours.
Wait, hold on now. They belong to me. I'm not connected to any village or anything like that.
You don't have to be.
Wait, hold on. If these are my children and this is what I do, then I do it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, if I belong to something where it's telling me that that's wrong, see, you're taking what you believe and you're focusing on other people and saying that's bad behavior, and you saying that, and it's almost, and I could be wrong, it's almost as if we wasn't doing some of the shit that we was doing.
Goddamn right. We wouldn't be dying. You goddamn right. You goddamn right.
My God.
You goddamn right.
Oh my God.
You goddamn right.
Oh my God.
You goddamn right.
Okay, so you agree with the fact that George Floyd broke the law? And
I don't give a fuck about George Floyd as much as people claiming whatever the case may be. I hope that look. Believe me,
the officer was doing his job.
Look.
He did bad behavior.
Look. He did bad. He was doing his
job.
He did bad behavior.
So he deserved what he got.
So George Floyd, who did bad behavior?
The police did bad behavior. So, the police are doing bad behavior. You see what I'm saying? You know.
But if they pull you over for weed,
look, you giving them a reason to even pull you over for that if they're smelling the shit coming out your damn car.
If they want to pull you over, they're going to pull you over.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And now the statistics show that Black people are pulled over twice the rate for non-moving violations than Caucasians.
Okay.
So that means that you wasn't doing shit as a Black person. You wasn't doing shit, and you got pulled over. As far as you might have been, usually you got the license plate light is out, or they say you didn't turn your turn signal on, or you was possible speeding. It's not a moving violation. It's not a non-moving violation, but those are the things they use. Now I see Illumila saying, "Don't give them a reason to pull you over." My thing is that they are really going to fuck with you because all you got to do is be driving while Black, and that's enough.
Or better yet, let's talk about the boy that just was killed in Minnesota. They pulled him over. Right? We're not really clear on why they pulled him over, but what led to a lot of this was the fact that he had an air freshener in the window. Because in that state, it's illegal to have an air freshener in the window, and you broke the law. That's bad behavior. I'm talking about the little hair freshener thing that you hang around you. That's bad behavior. We got to be clear. We got to be careful in what we're saying because we justify some of that bullshit that is going on. That shit. If I'm smoking weed, I'm paying tax, no laws. I ain't running no light. Whoop. You pull me over and you pull me over for what?
Okay, let's get to
let's get to the chase.
Let's get to the chase of this shit. What are we gonna do about this shit that's happening with us?
First, we gotta change. First, we gotta change the mind state where we're doing something wrong. We're not doing nothing wrong. Me existing is not wrong.
Look. I asked the question: what are we gonna do about this shit that is happening? If you're gonna blame the police, motherfucker, what we gonna do about that?
Well,
what you gonna do about it?
Here's what we need to do about it.
Tell me what
but it's just it takes more than a few to do it because we have to do it in large numbers to make it effective.
What we gonna do about it?
We have to start when they do things like kill our people innocently. We have to kill one of them. We have to stop supporting. They only understand violence and economic depravity. and you just starve them economically. If we all just like, for example, if you go down to the courthouse and you see the courthouse and all them motherfuckers, about 80% of the people in that motherfucker be black. Nobody start going to court for nothing.
What are we gonna do about it? We're gonna kill them. That's what you say.
We need to retaliate the way they retaliate.
You said we're gonna kill them.
Yes.
So what you think?
No, she giving an opinion. She ain't saying don't nobody run out after. Okay, but we gotta be clear.
I know. But what you think?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't finished. And also, let me finish this. And also, because the city is the entity that pays the police department. So when the city has the Ribbon Jazz Festival, niggas don't need to be there. Because you need to start, we have to pay city taxes. We can't get out of that because we got to go to the store. But there's ways you can starve them economically by not supporting their shit. And if we all, as a whole, and the state of Ohio and other states, and black people just said, well, I ain't going to court no more until some shit is done. And every time y'all come into my motherfucking neighborhood, all you gang niggas out here shooting and shit, motherfucker, shoot at the police.
Let me say something. You know, I won't get back on this weed thing because look.
What is it?
In my lifetime,
I have to go and get rid of him.
You know, I have great respect.
They don't care what you're doing. The lock the wordsmith said.
Yeah. But in my lifetime, I have smoked weed before. You see what I'm saying? And smoked a whole lot of it. You know, and I'll get on motherfucking air and say it. But I don't smoke weed no more. And some of my prejudice may be coming from that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't smoked no weed, you know, in front, riding in no car. Well, when I was younger, I did. But when I got older, I didn't. Because I thought there were better, if I wanted to get high, there were better ways of getting high rather than, you know, in my goddamn car. You know what I'm saying?
Like the wordsmith said, that I've been stopped on foot by the same police 3 times for nothing with 0 felonies. And he knew that after the first time.
Well, guess what? Why didn't you write up something against his ass and send it to City Hall? You know what I'm saying? If you felt that deep about it in the mayor and the police, you know, and they work, the police work for the city, then why didn't you write up a complaint about it as?
Okay, but let me say, a lot of these officers that have been in these incidents, when they look at their records, they have had complaints. They don't give a fuck about them complaints. You write them a complaint, guess what happened to that motherfucker? It go in his file and they close that motherfucker because they look out for each other. And he come back and continues to follow. My sister got into an incident where she was dragged in the grocery store by a police officer. And this motherfucker had a record of complaints in his motherfucking file. Do you think they gave a fuck about doing anything about those complaints? They don't give a fuck about them complaints.
Okay.
So, I mean, they don't. I mean, if they did, do you think that? Let me ask you this: do you think once the complaint is made, what do you think happens to the police officer?
Look.
What happens to the police officer?
Just because you write a complaint, it doesn't mean that everything stops. Just like motherfucker, see, like when they write up a charge against you, guess what? Your next motherfucking position is that your ass going to court. Your next position is that you going to jail. That shit got a ripple effect. You see what I'm saying? It has a ripple effect.
No, it don't. Well, my sister, I'm gonna tell you how, because in most cases, like when my sister went through and they pulled the video from Kroger where this motherfucker was dragging her through freedom, 10 minutes of freedom, they was dragging her through the motherfucking stove, and guess what? They ruled in the police officer's behalf.
When did they do it? She had to go to court for it?
Yeah, she had
to
go
to court. That's what I'm saying.
And then she didn't get no result. Well, she ended up on probation. She ended up on probation. And they came and arrested. She left to Columbus and moved to Cincinnati. And they came and got her motherfucking ass and put her in jail right there at the motherfucking workhouse.
Stop playing. You know, look. And that's what I'm saying. When you go to court, it may not be
Thank you. Dr. Wordsmith is on it today. Fighting in their system is fighting on their grounds.
Well, who grounds you think you on? You in the United States. Who grounds you think you on?
You on their ground.
Okay,
so
this is America.
Any strategy
like the guy said
so you're
earlier,
saying that any strategy we use, that it ain't gonna be no good. Is that what you're saying?
You know, you living for them now.
So nothing that we should do. Nothing. I'm asking you, since we are living on their ground. If the court system is designed for them,
and they got you in there, and you don't know what to do when you get in there.
What do you mean you don't know what to do? Okay, well,
in other words, if the court system belonged to them, and they arrest you and bring you into their court system,
oh my goodness,
then what you do?
What you do? You tell me.
You know, what do? You see what I'm saying? You said, somebody said that the court system belonged to them.
Right.
Okay, so when they arrest you, or either when you got to even fucking go and get married, no, not even get married, get a divorce.
You gotta go through them.
You gotta go through them.
You gotta pay them.
You see what I'm saying?
You gotta pay the legal fees.
You see what I'm saying?
But when you're talking about asking them, when you're going to court, you're asking them to be fair and unbiased in that court system.
When you go and get a divorce, you're doing the same damn thing.
It's not the same on a divorce.
Hell, you ain't. If that woman pressing charges, if that woman pressing you, that's the fuck what she want. You see what I'm saying? Because she got children. You ain't deciding on how much money, child support, or whatever the fuck alimony you gonna pay.
Let me see what Paul Dorsey said. Handcuffs are a new form of shackles. They were not made for them. That's why it's so hard for them to put them in them. Policing was never created for white folks. That's the start of the problem that still holds strong today.
Well, what do you think? What do you think that we need to do?
I already said what I felt.
What do you think that we need to do?
Now,
you're coming up with all of this shit.
No,
I already said what I feel like we need to be done, and I stand on that.
The issue is because.
But hold on, let him say what you said. You said we should just go to court and do that. No. That's your answer?
I'm saying what that guy said. He said handcuffs is the form of shackles. It belonged to.
So no. Look all that, like you said. We're gonna get. What do you say we should do?
I think we need to clean up our act.
Oh goddamn.
I think we need to clean up our act.
Wait.
So during the time when Martin Luther King was alive,
I was there. I was there.
Okay, well, it's not about you being there. Let me get my point though. The fact is that them people out there had a clean act, and they still was
beat
fucking
the hell out of him and murdered him in the end.
You know what King said? You know what King said? King said, I might have let my people into a burning house.
Yeah, he did.
But that was after all the work.
That was because he.
That's what he said on the end.
So now, but you said, wait, hold on, nigga. You saying to put on nice clothes in the burning house. That's basically what you're saying.
No. Yeah. Part of it. You get
the nice clothes is not going to protect me in the burning house.
Yes, it will. If you're not looking at clothes. If you're not looking at clothes that's just being clothes. Oh, yes, it will.
I want to say that part of the strategy is some stuff we need to talk about on here. Some stuff is going to be a multi-pronged effort and for what we have to do. We can't just we could throw out our ideas, but it's going to take all of us working. It's going to take us tribing up. It's going to take us having people so that we have support, that when we go into these courts, we got people that know what they're doing. We got people running for office. We got people going into the police.
But when the police stop you, how do you think that you should act?
Who, me?
Anybody out there. How do you think you should act?
You should act like the motherfucker that just got maced in the army uniform. He was calm. He was collected. And they still maced him. Pulled him out the car.
In his military uniform. He said, I'm an active veteran. The whole nine. He did all of that. And they still. And if you think that for 1 second that the police department is fucking with us based on us doing something wrong, then you know, and maybe this is an issue with our elders, because you are very sadly mistaken. Because like the wordsmith said, bro, I just said I ain't no damn felon, and they stopped me for nothing 3 times,
and that's my fault because I can't afford to fight a rigged system.
Right? You gonna throw your money? If for some minor shit, a lot of times we let minor shit go because it will be more expensive
for us to do it, and we ain't got that. I ain't got money to be wasting on no motherfucking court when I already know.
Your ass going, you will go to jail. You'll go to jail,
and that's what's happening.
Now, Illumina, I just covered a story this week on Folk Tales for Grown Folks. It's called "The Oxen and the Butchers." The young ox, were ready to kill all the butchers. They got together. They start sharpening their horns. But yet an old ox came to him who was very experienced. He had plowed many fields for the man. And he told them, he said, hey, if we kill these butchers, we're going to have problems because the butchers kill us with mercy. The butchers have skill when they're killing us. So it is better that we don't kill the butchers because then we will be at the mercy of people without the skill to care about how you feel. And that's kind of what you're saying. I mean, it's like shit.
Kamani Star said Dylan Roof killed 9 people.
You doing it. Hold
on, let me read this.
Go ahead.
Kamani Star said Dylan Roof killed 9 people. I'm not trying to hear about no weed. Okay? You dig? Shit.
Okay, you may not want to hear about that. All
right, let's talk about another bad behavior. Assault on black bodies.
You know.
I did not think it was gonna take a turn like this. I'm gonna tell y'all now,
on black minds. That's what this shit is.
Because I am outdone with the Brother Lumala's perception that we doing something wrong, and we need to get our acts together.
Yeah, we need to tote those barges, lift those bales. That's what we need to do.
We need to take these motherfuckers out. I mean, if I'm not, hypothetically speaking.
I'm in a class right now.
In all aspects, economically, socially, educationally, and if need be, we can move to the physical shit. Now, there is things that we could do. All things and all strategies do not need to be talked about on a talk show called Blunt Talk, where we come together to talk about ideas and to get people to start thinking. The question that's on the floor is, what can we do? What do
y'all think we should do? Because this young man right here, now I will say, what's his name? His last name is Wright. First name is Dante Wright.
I think that's it.
Dante Wright. The woman was yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," but she had a gun in her hand and shot him
in the chest
and killed him. He was 20 years old? Yeah. 19, 20.
I'm looking it up right now.
When they pulled him over, he had a misdemeanor felony. They didn't know that though when they pulled him over. They ran the 50 after they pulled. Like Illumala said, it was. Tim said it was initially about some damn air freshener. So, and which was against the law. So I guess his air freshener was bad behavior, and he shouldn't have had the motherfucker up there for the police to pull him over. We need the police to police us the way they police white folks. If you it's not fair that I can lose my life over a gun. Now, mind you, I will say he should have never tried to get back in the fucking car. That was, and I think unfortunately, they're going to use that against him. But nevertheless, you can best believe, like the one brother said, Dylan Roof had shot 9 motherfuckers, heavily armed, and he came out of that shit alive. And our people should come out of it alive too. Period. But we was listening to Corey Holcomb today, and he said as long as white people are able to police black people, you're going to always have this result.
We're always going to have problems because right now with the police force, because one of the questions that I always ask is why aren't there more police from the place or the communities that are being policed? It's almost, it ain't almost. We have an occupying force in our community.
Because we have not told them motherfuckers that's what we wanted. We have not told them that's what we wanted. That's why you don't get it. You haven't told them, you haven't fought hard enough, against this system to tell them that's what you want.
So how do we fight? What is your solution then?
I'm saying that, the question was that, we don't have enough people that look like us in our community. And then we got to be careful with those who look like us, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because those who look like us may not be for us. So that's number 2. But number one is that the reason why, even in the apartment complex across the street from my house,
they smoke a lot of weed over there.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Okay.
No, they don't. But what I am saying about that is this, that I kind of lost my train of thought, y'all. But fuck it. I lost my train of thought.
Okay, what's up? Look, Lisa Brookins said that raggedy bitch got charged today with second-degree manslaughter. So let's see how that shit came up in court today, and when they go through the trial. I'm glad they charged the bitch.
Right.
Because honestly, I think she knew she had a gun the whole time. She said that taser shit. Then she said, "Oh shit, I shot him." But as my friend, famous words of my friend Lisa Brookins, she had to sell the sizzle. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna act like you accidentally shot somebody, you gotta act like you gotta carry it all the way through. She sold the sizzle, but motherfucker, you can't tell me as long as she been on the motherfucking police force,
26 years.
She ain't know the difference between a goddamn. Because she had the gun right here, you can see the motherfucker. Bitch, you ain't got no eyeballs, bitch.
What I was gonna say about the earlier episode that I got my train of thought back was that until
Paul Dorsey said it.
Until the sister, not the sister, until the system understand that we are for real about what we want, we're going to have to let them know. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to let
Paul Dorsey said, we've told them, but they fight dirty. So we keep fighting clean.
Told him how? How you told him? I told him.
Lumala.
I ain't never seen, I done been all over the goddamn United States. I ain't never seen black people do shit.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
What in the stop it. Now you just being oppositional. You just being oppositional right now.
I'm being honest.
You being honest?
Yeah.
You being honest.
Right.
He being honest, family. Y'all think he being honest?
Yeah.
I need we got people in the
even
queue.
Though it may not be effective.
If it ain't effective, it ain't working.
That doesn't mean you're not doing nothing.
According to your philosophy, if we act right, then we do everything that's expected of us. If we do everything that's expected of us, then we can't demand what we want because that's not part of the expectation.
But we ain't doing what is expected of us. We ain't doing what is expected of us amongst each other.
Who you fucking with?
Against each other.
Who you fucking with?
I mean, some of us are not. But
who
that still does not give the police
who your circle?
to kill us.
Who your tribe?
This is absolute. I'm absolutely mortified that this conversation is even fucking taking place. I'm fucking mortified. And let me say this. You know what I'm saying? That
I'm not in with
just
because black people do.
I am not either.
Neither am I.
But but there's certain things that we do.
With?
Hold on a second. Well, there's certain things that we may do that is incorrect, but it's just like the brother that was selling the loose cigarettes in front of the fucking store and they killed him. I don't give a fuck. That's not just the proper justification. The cause and the effect do not match. You should not have your life taken from you because you had loosies. You should not. Now, if you want to sit there like, well, and this is what they say, so you are they poster motherfucker boy right now because they say, well, if he wasn't doing nothing wrong, he should have been selling no cigarettes. He wouldn't have got killed.
He is doing good behavior. You know what I'm saying?
And that's that same old racist white supreme. Well, if y'all just would get in line.
And
then do what we say, then we wouldn't have to kill y'all. Well, you know what, motherfucker? If I'm selling loose cigarettes, motherfucker, I shouldn't be killed for that. Yes, it's wrong it's against the law to sell loose cigarettes. But the way the law is.
I don't know if it's against the law to sell loose
cigarettes. I know, I'm telling you it is. It is. I know it is.
If it's against the law, why the fuck you doing it outside?
Because I might not have been able to get money any other way.
But that's
outside.
He was
outside.
He was outside. We are ignoring a bigger problem, though.
We are.
You are that's like me right now, going outside and kicking over that motherfucking city trash can. That's against the law because of city property. If I damage that shit purposely, that would be considered city property. Does that mean they get to kill me? No.
No, it don't mean that they get to kill you.
Doesn't. justify the finality, the effect. It doesn't justify it.
So now let me explain some of this behavior, right? Check this out. So I get accosted by a police officer. He tries to put handcuffs on me, and the way they pull your arm back.
Let me read this comment. A couple of comments from the Peanut Gallery, my peoples. Thank y'all for tuning in to Nicole AF, and she's a professional in the field of psychology. She said that they act out of fear because they've been socialized to believe that we are dangerous beasts. You goddamn right. And that's what happened somewhat, I think, out of what Dante Wright. She was scared. I mean, but black people our skin is fear. And what's his name? Tanisha Coates. Mm-hmm. He talks about that in his book.
Water Dancer, or
the one before.
Tales from My Father, or
no, it's the first book he wrote.
Between the World and Me.
Between the World and Me. Yeah. He talks about that in his book Between the World and Me, and how he feels violated in his black body, and how his black body is perceived as a threat. Mm-hmm. He talks about that in his book Between the World and Me. But go ahead, Hot Tim. I wanted to.
No, what I was saying is because like some of the behaviors, like when they're holding you down and you got people on top of you, you're going to wiggle. If somebody got their knee in your back, you're going to move. Sometimes out of fear, you can't stand still. They want us to do things that in many cases other human beings aren't able to do. You can't stand still when they whipping your arms around like that.
And see, just like the brother that was pulled over in the camouflage, they said that they tried to say he was fleeing because he kept driving for 2 minutes until he got somewhere lighted. And he was doing that because he didn't want some fuckery to happen where they wouldn't be seen, but it still didn't stop their ass. But we have a tendency now to do those things because we don't know what the fuck. We know that if you pull me over in this alley, you might, if they would have pulled him over on the dark side of the road where nobody was around, they might have killed him. So, but he only, which was bad enough, got maced and humiliated where he was in a public place. But I would never, especially as a black male, I would never, if my son was driving through an alley and the police got behind him in the alley and hit they motherfucking lights, that motherfucker said, I'll be damned you stopped me in this fucking alley. He was close to the house and he drove his ass home. And they was like, why'd you keep on driving? He's like, I was not going to let you pull me over in the dark alley. I wasn't going to do it. Man. You know what I'm saying?
Brave man.
And what we need to do is to make sure, like I said, I told you my solution. I can't really keep saying that on the air. And also we have to, be deprived. It's an economic piece. I truly believe that they don't understand anything other than violence and economic depravity. Those are the only things they understand. And unless you're affecting those two things, I think everything will continue to be perpetuated. There has to be consequences behind the behavior that these police officers have. And right now, there isn't too much of any consequences. And the consequences that does happen is very few and far between. So they're willing to take that motherfucking gamble. But when these motherfuckers start, they need to revamp. The whole criminal justice system needs a revamping. The whole motherfucking thing. They need to be tore the fuck down and built back up. Because I think it was Paul Dorsey that said it was built on the premise
of slavery.
Of slavery. So many things. It was built and designed to fuck with us. And we need to undo this whole thing.
When are we going to start implementing and doing that?
See, but this the point.
You see what I'm saying?
The
point. Those are the things that mean something.
So when you say
that bullshit, that
when you say we, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about whoever got an interest in it.
See, because the PC
is all the people got an interest in it.
Well, you got a circle. You start with your circle, man. This is the point. We keep on saying we ain't doing shit, but then we discount the shit that some of us are doing or some of us are trying.
What are we trying to do?
Oh my God.
What are we trying to do?
What are we doing right now?
Talking to motherfuckers on the talk.
That's it. That's it.
On the screen.
You sell books, nigga. That's nothing but people talking with words to other people.
Look. I don't sell a damn book. You see what I'm saying? I don't sell a damn book.
I bought a book from you right here on air.
I don't sell no books. You see what I'm saying?
He just wanted to be just.
That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm trying to say is that if I was Barnes and Noble or one of them motherfuckers, I'll be selling books. Let me tell you, over the fucking since 1989, 2000, 1992, you know, I find out that, you know, black people don't not all black people, but there's a large number of black people that don't read.
Okay.
You know what?
So what about the ones that do?
Wait, let me just say this here, because this is my profession here. You see what I'm saying? You know, black people don't read. They're opinionated about what's going on the goddamn TV, but they ain't doing too much reading about what's happening and how they need to get their lives together. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all.
The line's open. If anybody want to call in,
we can open up the lines. Go on over there.
We will open up the lines. If somebody want to call in and comment about the topic, where am I going to?
Uber conference.
I'm gonna set the lines up because I'm just really speechless right now.
Don't be speechless.
I am, and you know, and if you ain't selling no books, this is what we could say to that. Using your concept will be like, you ain't doing enough. You ain't doing enough. That's why you ain't selling books. What's next?
B2. You gotta sign it. You put something on there. B2. BT.
Okay.
Go ahead. Join meeting.
View or anything like that? Or?
No. View screen or share only. No.
What am I doing? Join?
Yeah.
Okay. So if y'all want to call in, the number is 614.
On the right hand side, the music gonna come on, so you're gonna silence the move. Stop hold music.
It stopped already. I think.
Okay. Cool.
So is it? Oh, right here.
Right.
Okay, so if y'all want to call in, number is 614-556-4535. That is the black line. Call in and give your opinion on this topic, because we're going to be heading out pretty soon. But I'm just, I right now, I don't want to do that.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to do it your way.
Just leave it like it is.
All right. Hopefully we can hear them.
We can't. You said we've done it last time.
No, not like that.
Okay, well, go ahead and do it if you have that. No,
I don't do it.
You said that it ain't gonna be able to hear nobody. I mean, if that is
yes or no.
I just want to know what we doing.
All
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Well,
shit. You know.
Okay.
Because I want to be amongst that crowd.
Okay. Let me tell you. Somebody just called in. Who's on the line?
What's going on, Mitters? What's happening?
What's going on, LB?
Listen, I'm so confused. I was listening and I heard Brother Lumala. Man, when he said we're not complying, or I'm not using the right word, but it just tripped me out. And I know her time is off here, but Breonna Taylor was sleeping in her bed, man. What more in line can you be? How can you be? She fell right on. She's in bed. How is she not complying, man? I'm living
right.
So that just. I don't know. That really had me for lost for words. So I'm like, I missed something. I had to miss something.
But let me ask this a question.
Me too. That's why I said I'm dumbfounded.
Let me ask this a question. Then, were there any shootings in her house?
No. I mean, other than the police shooting them.
Yeah, them shooting her.
And then
well, then her boyfriend.
Well, her boyfriend shot back.
Okay.
What happened was.
Yeah, tell me what happened.
A no-knock search, and I guess look at it from this point of view, and this is how I look.
I'm trying to.
I'm in my bed. You and your wife in y'all's bed, Illumilai. Somebody you could tell they're ramming your front door open. Okay.
Okay.
You don't hear nobody announce shit to you. Somebody running up in your home. What do? If you have one, you're gonna go get a weapon. You're gonna defend your own life. But the property in there, you're defending your life. Somebody's coming to your door. So that was what was served to her boyfriend, where he's like, "Oh, I gotta protect us." So it is only once they shot or he shot. I think he did shoot them. The point being, they're in their home at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. What? How much in line do you need to be? I mean, they need to be called on their shit and charged for it.
I'm not saying
they look at us as less than human, lower than a dog, lower than an animal. What more do we do? What do we do? I think we're doing right now. Talk about it, but Them motherfuckers need to start being charged, like for real, for real.
I'm not saying that we don't do anything. Don't get me wrong.
That's what you said. That's what you said.
Well, if you say I said that, then you can go with that. I'm not saying that you don't do anything, but there's some stuff that we are not. There's some stuff that we are not saying. You know what I'm saying? There's something in this conversation right now. There's some things that we're not saying, and we're gonna have to begin to be honest about what really went on there if we know. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand is that from what I understand.
Well, hold on, I want Lisa.
Wait. I know, but from what I understand is that her boyfriend, Lisa, and I could be wrong because I'm not a follower.
Wait, hold on.
I'm not.
Let him say. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I'm not a follower of a lot of stuff like that. But from what I understand is that her boyfriend was connected with some type of drugs. Am I correct?
No.
Am I correct?
Her ex-boyfriend, who was not even living in the house, but
why did they bust into the house while you sleep?
Because exactly. You're making my point.
I'm trying to
live there anymore. The person that was arrested, there was a arrest warrant for this cat. It was her ex-boyfriend who didn't even stay there anymore. I'm not sure if he ever stayed there. That I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
But the point being, he was already arrested for something early in the day. So that proves the point even more. You didn't get somebody's okay, because if you would have called in trying to say, oh, I'm trying to serve this warrant, they would have told your ass he had already been arrested or he didn't live there. It was some kind of conflict with that.
I understand.
So you did do a no-knock warrant. So
I understand.
Which they have now outlawed the no-knock warrant.
I understand.
Yeah, right.
Because there's something incorrect to do.
I understand.
And something that they was overusing in our community.
Law they're doing, but let's get to it. Start charging them some real charges and let them do some time. Not no motherfucking smack on the hand.
Well,
so yeah, we can hold ourselves accountable with one stuff, but what can you do when the system really is on your motherfucking neck for real? I mean, in all fairness, for real. Ain't no even playing board here. None. That's it. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah.
There's nothing to do with nothing. I mean, I'm just furious right now with everything that's going on. I'm just sitting here at a loss. I have 3 young men. I have 3 sons. So every time I see that, man, I think of my boys. I do. How can you not? And you ain't gotta. You don't have to be black to be passionate about it. It's a human life. Let's take it right there. It's a human life. And y'all can just erase us and there's targets on all our motherfucking heads, our young men in particular, but there's targets on all of us. Because we black. Are you serious?
Can I share something?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Y'all.
Love you. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. Go ahead.
One of the reasons that it's hard for me, because when I first saw the George Floyd thing, I couldn't watch it all the way through. I never made the 8 minutes. And every time it comes on, I go to another room and people feel they need to watch it or they want to show it, because George Floyd looks like one of my sons. This is what I'm. So it's like the assault hit so close to home, and then on top of that, I got many more out there, and I got one that I'm about to unleash on the world soon, and it's problematic for me. When somebody say, well, all he got to do is act right. I acted right. I did everything I was supposed to do. And still this shit is not working out.
Look.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you give an example? Because we talked about that earlier. And we all have examples of what he was doing.
I'm gonna give you a personal example. When I was young, I had an uncle who was basically literally lynched. According to the story, at least in my young ears, he was a musician. He was down south, and in some form or fashion, supposedly he was messing with a white girl. 2 white boys got hold of him, tied him up to the back of the truck, dragged him down the street. When my grandmother was trying to pursue justice, the lawyer that she hired told her, said, ma'am, you might as well not even pursue this, because nothing's going to happen to him. And somewhere right now, them motherfuckers that murdered my uncle is somewhere probably sitting around sitting with some of their grandkids, sitting around talking about the greatness of America, and if the niggas just would act right.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about acting right. You know, so when I was about 18 years old.
Right, Nicole.
When I was 18 years old, I was selling weed. But I had something about myself that, so to speak, I didn't know. I guess I was selling weed, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. According to the older people who were watching me. Brother pulled me over. You know what the brother said? Hey man, if you're gonna be doing stuff like this, you got to be in a little bit more control of how you are acting in the streets.
Excuse me.
How you are acting in the streets. It don't give you.
So should you be killed for that?
It's not about you being killed. It's not about
being killed. That's what we talk about.
They didn't kill me, so I can answer that.
Said, should you? I said, should you be killed for that?
They didn't kill me. I can answer that.
Now, I didn't ask you, did they kill you? I said, should you be killed for that?
Depends.
Should you?
It depends.
Oh
it depends
okay,
on whether or not we had a shootout or not. On whether or not we had a shootout or not.
I'm not talking about no shootout.
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm saying if you get pulled over for weed, should you be killed?
I wasn't pulled over for weed.
I'm not saying you in particular.
I'm not asking
you in particular. If a person is pulled over for marijuana, and then should the police have the right to kill you, even if you have no weapon?
Look.
Yes or no?
I can't answer that yes or no.
Well,
I can't answer that yes or no because they do have some police out here that will, and they got some police out here that won't.
But I didn't say whether to stop. I didn't say whether they would or wouldn't. I said, your opinion?
I'm giving you my opinion. I said they got some that will, some that won't.
I didn't
whether
ask
it's right
you,
or wrong.
I didn't ask you whether some would do it or some would not. That's not what I asked you.
It sounds like we're talking about all of them.
Let me give you the
specific
like
question
again.
All of them. It sounds like we're talking about all of them.
Should a person, this is a question that is plain and simple. Should a person be killed if they are pulled over and they were smoking marijuana?
No.
That's okay.
No.
Now, you know what we got going on here?
No.
Exactly.
We got going on here once again, and we're probably gonna have it after this too. We have a generational understanding that is different. You come from a different time and a totally
I come from the same time. The same thing
you
that was happening.
The same time for me.
The same thing that was my cousin.
Like Nicole said, they should not be killed.
My cousin was 16 years old and got shot down by the police. What are you talking about? I didn't experience the same fucking thing y'all talking about.
So, was he doing something he shouldn't have been doing? Was it justified?
I mean, because according to you,
was it justified killing by the police? Was it a
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't justified.
Okay.
No, it wasn't justified.
So he must have. He wasn't doing anything. Was he? So he was he doing something he was supposed to be not doing? Was he doing something he shouldn't have been doing? Yes.
No, he was not doing something that he shouldn't have been doing.
Okay.
But he still got killed.
That's our point.
Okay, so
you just made our point.
So I didn't make your. I made your point. I made your point by answering your question.
And your question made your answer to the question made the point.
But it is wrong to be. It's okay to be wrong.
But let me tell you, damn it,
it's okay to be
wrong.
Shut
up and let me tell you. Shut up and let me tell you. Shut up and let me tell you. I was there. I mean, I wasn't there when he got killed, but I was around him.
Ooh,
look. In spite of all of that, he was my first cousin. But you know what? I'll say this here. He was a bad boy. You see what I'm saying? You know, all of his ways weren't good. All of his ways weren't good. All of his ways weren't good
at all. But
at 16 years old, the police had a fucking
Jesus take the wheel.
Let me just say this. Listen,
y'all don't want to hear. You don't hear no truth. You want to be rattling on it. Yo, you just want to be rattling.
But Dylan Roof was a bad kid.
Who?
Dylan Roof was a bad kid.
Who is that?
He's the one that did the mass shooting at the black church.
He shot 8 people.
Why are you talking about him? I'm talking about my cousin.
But what I'm saying is, see, You're bringing up an example. I'm bringing another example. What I'm saying is,
my cousin ain't never
your cousin was killed. Did he murder a bunch of people in the church?
No, he didn't.
So so your cousin was murdered.
Right.
He was murdered.
Right.
For was it a serious crime? I mean, like, did he murder somebody? Did he hurt somebody?
Kicking the police ass, and the police pulled out his gun and shot him. And emptied the whole gun on him. Now. But what I wanted to say, they had a contract out on a 16-year-old, him and his friend. You see what I'm saying? They had a contract out on him. You know what I'm saying?
The police or the people in the community?
The police.
Oh, they
Nicole said, who was a bad boy? Puffy? Who is anyone to judge and define someone and measure their life against it? Very good point.
Look,
very good point.
But that may be that, but you know what? That may be our problem. You see what I'm saying?
What may be our problem? Wait,
that may be our problem. We don't want to straighten out bad behavior, so we let our children go out there, do anything and everything that they want to do, and we know that they're doing that. You see what I'm saying? But we don't want to straighten it out. We ain't trying to straighten it out. But when they come up dead, you know what we say? They shouldn't have killed my son, or they shouldn't have killed my daughter.
Hell yeah.
You see?
Because everything that's not measurable, every transgression is not measurable to death. Period.
You know,
I was supposed to leave this conversation hyped up.
I know. I'm baffled. I gave y'all my solutions. I can't keep repeating them motherfuckers on the air, but I'm just say this. They understand two things.
Can I read a poem?
Yeah, violence and economic depravity. That's the two things they understand and comprehend. And until we address something in those two areas, in my personal opinion, they're going to continue to do the same thing. I do feel like, we can, like I do my part as a inmate advocate, and as I'm trying to start a program that focuses on early intervention and early prevention and intervention, which was for younger people and for older people who have already been incarcerated and are on their way out, and ways to help keep them out the system. But we have to have more people with the mindset that I have, that I'm fighting in school all the time, in those places, to have that voice. But until we could work in that way as well, I suppose. But I think, like I said, the whole shit needs to be overthrown like they do in foreign countries, and revamped.
Why don't we write our legislators and say, you know what, we're trying to petition this legislator to reform the criminal justice system, because it is dumb. All that shit is legislatively done. All that shit is legislation.
Well, like Nicole said, they supposedly have. What is that new board they have in Columbus? What's it called?
All of it is legislation done. You don't have to wait for nobody to do it.
What is it called?
You don't have to wait for nobody to do it.
The police oversight.
It's civilian oversight committee.
Yeah. So where they at, and what are they doing, and how do we get to be on a piece of that? I want to be involved in that. But anyway, we're down past the time. That shit went quick. I just, I didn't expect the conversation to go where it went today. God damn it.
Yes, we did.
I didn't.
Yes, we did.
Nah,
you wanted me to sit here and agree with all that shit we talking. And I got a different opinion.
Actually, you started
I just said that it didn't go the way I thought it would go. You have the right to your opinion, but I didn't expect your opinion to be that.
Next Wednesday, we'll do this. We'll do the same thing. But guess what?
What?
Y'all could just do all the talking.
You ain't gonna be
influence the motherfuckers who listening.
Defund and dismantle. That's right. Defund and dismantle. Let's get a meeting with them. I'm gonna see if I can make some calls and do just that, Nicole.
I got somebody you call.
So, all right.
We're
gonna end it with a poem from Brother Hotham.
Since we was talking about assault on black bodies or attack on black bodies, I got a poem called Noose. My neck is in a noose and my body swings in the wind. As the days of my life flash before my eyes, I regret that I didn't get to say goodbye to the ones that I love. As I surrender to this destiny swinging in the wind of my past horrors, my life begins. I'm free at last. I'm free. I am the strange fruit that hangs from the tree. I pray that my people don't forget me as my body swings in the wind. God blow on me. God blow on me. And as I swing from right to left, all my past transgressions are forgiven as I hear the snap of my neck. And as the life that I know flows away, I am filled with something beyond. As my body swings in the wind, my future fades into the shadows of my past. As the present rises upon me fast, my last words turn into a gasp. My body swings in the wind.
Rest in peace, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor.
Don't forget them.
I can't even think of the other names. There's plenty of them. It's been so many that I can't even recall them all.
Did you even say any of the ones that was done here in Columbus?
No, I didn't. Andre Hill.
Thank you.
You know, and he wasn't doing nothing but standing in front of his goddamn garage.
And either in the same week or right the week before that, the brother was killed coming from Subway.
He was walking in his house with Subway. They thought he had a gun, and he had a Subway sandwich. So, you know, the whole theory, that's because you don't keep up with it. But hold on, but the same theory is, but if we could apply your theory of that we need to change our behavior, maybe he shouldn't have been going to Subway.
Maybe they consider he should have been going to Burger King. Nigga, what you doing coming from?
So anyway, I'm gonna dead it right there. Thanks for tuning in. We passed the hour. Maybe we'll do a part 2 with some more solution-based situation. I'm just was kind of taken aback on the direction of Elder Lumina. I wasn't ready for his opinion. I thought he was going to be a little different, but he has a right to his own opinion. So you know, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
I done been in this damn movement too damn long, you know, to be hearing bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
What bullshit you heard?
Okay, we about to, because y'all two look. They're going to be here.
I'm about to get the camera out. We're going to do a follow-up.
Now it's going to, once the show is over, they're going to be going back and forth till about 11 o'clock, y'all. It's crazy.
I'm getting this set up. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
And great job, Navita. Give her a round of applause. Same black time, same black channel.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
Their behavior is
Thanks for joining us, y'all. Peace.
Is possessive.